Well, you want to start what?
Oh, why did you want to come back to Columbus?
Why? Because it's the best club in the organization and it's home. Um, but also, of course, I knew the people. I know where I was going. I know the roster. I know a lot of things, but be able to learn and be part of Henrik stuff, it was really important to me because I'm still in the work of progressing and learn stuff. So from what he has accomplished so far, and I was really curious to see what I can learn from him too.
Did the conversations with the crew start after Henrik was hired, or were you already talking about possibly joining the staff before the hire was made?
It's a very good question. Those two mix at pretty much the same time, and before maybe the club to make the actual decision, or maybe right after. But more or less in those timeline, yes, for sure.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? You kind of went out a little. I'm sorry.
I was saying that it's probably I couldn't say if it's right before or right after. I think the two mix a little bit in together. So we probably start talking before the actual decision or agreement. But yeah, anywhere between in this timeline for sure.
And obviously him and some of the other coaches had the visa, had to wait for their visas. It took about like 3 weeks. And he mentioned relying on you a lot during that time. Can you talk about your role and what you were doing working with the team and working with him while he wasn't here?
Well, yeah. So I joined them. I was in France. I joined them right away. Went straight up to Florida afterwards, and yeah, continuously communicating, obviously, and try to implement a little bit of his idea. But luckily, we're really similar the way we see the game, and it was just a natural transition, let's say, and so a little bit of nuances, but really similar to what we used to do on our end. So it was not that much of a big change, but and we kept communication every day, of course. It was smooth.
Did it make it easy for you knowing Wilfred's system and knowing what the crew was doing from 2023 and taking that in a group of players who knew that system and teaching them a new system? Did that make it easy that you kind of were on the same wavelength of knowing the past and what they want now?
It was easy in a sense that this group have such a knowledge on recognizing the phase of the game and collective composure and individual. And then because of what we used to do in the past and restyle, it was easy for us to kind of nuance the little evolution or difference that we want to add in the game, both offensively and defensively. So the basis, so it was so good that yeah, it will still be an adjustment for a while, but obviously the guys are in a great spot.
And what has it been like seeing the development of those players you worked with in Crew 2 now on the first team and knowing a lot of them have a championship on the first team and Crew 2 level? Just what is that development and seeing that been like for you?
Yeah, now the men obviously competing for World Cup spots in their national teams or getting really mature now in their game. And same thing with the we used to call in the pups, the capybaras that were 14 years old when I first got here, and now they are around those 20 years old age where they start making an impact with the first team. So it's been incredible to see their evolution and yeah, they're men now. So and now we try to help them on what is next. So you put a step in, but what's going to make you a real professional soccer player in the long run is what is going to be the difference.
And just one last thing, Mo Farsi's been dealing with an injury. I'm not sure how much you can speak on his status and just how he's been progressing, rehabbing and getting back on the field.
Yeah, so it's getting better day by day, but it's still it's going to be a midterm. I don't want to say short term for sure, but it's going to be more of a midterm stuff to fix. But it's obviously get back in a way better shape, and hopefully we can build this up. But we miss him. He missed the field, and hopefully it's going to come soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll go to Patrick Murphy. And if anyone has a question after Patrick, if you don't mind using the raise hand function, that would be much appreciated. Pat, take it away.
Hey, Laurent, good to see you.
Thank you.
Good, good. I guess first, what did you learn during your time away? Obviously, stepping into a head coaching role at the top level. Just what experiences, what did you bring back now to this job?
learned that being away sucks. So that's the most part. So you miss it. That's all I know. So you're looking the game on the weekend and you're hating everyone. But no, it was also a moment for me to rethink the processes. We also learned so much because of the competition and the natural things of how to manipulate the roster based on different competition with the Leagues Cup, etc. How to manage a staff. So no, it was really rich. So you rethink, but you don't throw everything away. You want to just rethink a few things and stuff that you would do differently in a way, and stuff that you would repeat. But I was able also to watch a lot of outside game, also a lot of different leagues, and you try to tweak your game also, the stuff that you'd like to add off the ball for the most part, and the stuff that you want to keep doing. But and being able to visit a few friends in positions that were really kind to receive me was really important for me.
When I talked with Henrik, I asked about him learning MLS, and he referenced you as a tool, someone who's obviously been a part of this. How much can he lean on you when he's trying to figure out the sort of differences of this league versus what he's experienced with?
Yeah, I think I have a good grasp of the coach's tendency in terms of style of play. Of course, in the teams also, but yeah, for the most part, being able to navigate the different scenarios of my peers in position right now, and differentiate the style of play on each team, and be able also to establish ours without to be too concerned with the opposition. So a little bit of both, and yeah, my proximity with the whole roster too could help, and yeah, like I said, I look forward. I mean, I am already, but I look forward to seeing competition and throughout the month how we can translate everything that we're learning from each other and sharing. So it's been great so far.
And how would you describe sort of your day-to-day roles under Henrik? Obviously, each coach does a little bit different things. What specifically has he tasked you with so far this preseason?
Yeah, so I would say 50-50. 50, I'm more towards the back line and see the defensive behaviors. But when you talk about back line, it can be center back, wing backs, it can be center back, center mids. And so depending on how you want to cut it, but that's for the big picture. Also try to help with the integration with the foreigners and the people from South America or Europe. Also the crew two pups that join us to help them transition with the difference of physical impact, I would say, and speed of play. But then the other 50 is general. He can change the demand of his staff each day based on this necessity, based on this feeling, and we just try to provide options and suggestions, and then sometimes he tells us what he wants, and that's it. So we try to split that time in between those, and he decides.
And last thing for me, when you moved back, like, did you move back into the same neighborhood? Did you still have a house? Like, what was that process like coming back to Columbus?
So I spent one night in Columbus, and we went to Florida. We came back 1 week. We stayed at the same hotel, and another 2 weeks in Florida. And now I'm gonna be able to start visiting, but I'm probably gonna start somewhere I've never been. Start something new scenery, and yeah, starting from zero is fun. So I look forward to see the other side of Columbus.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Pat. We'll go Gerald, then Grant Little.
Coach, welcome back to Columbus.
Hello, how you doing? Thank you. Appreciate that.
When you got the call to come back as an assistant, what was the emotion like?
Not only on the call, I was just happy, but not really realizing. And then when we finally agreed, and then when I stopped running the first session and met everyone and get back to the facility, the head was spinning a little bit. Because you see all those people that you knew from the past, and they're still here. You're so happy to see them, and you want to catch up. But you gotta run the sessions and make sure that the first team is rolling. So like I said, the head was spinning every day, and slowly now we start to get a rhythm where we're getting a better hang of what are the expectation on each department, each role, etc. Where hands someone and where starts the other one, etc. So every day is going to be a learning process for a little while still, but like I said, whether it's staff, players, support staff, in OHPC or even at the stadium or in the streets, couldn't be happier to be back.
And you talk about some of the pups from crew too, now that have been on the first team now for a couple years. Does that give you a little more advantage to push more out of them, especially like the ones that you coached at crew two?
Yes. Also, the standards of what the more mature people here are doing is so high that it's always like you never arrive type of things. You always have to question and put every day the same type of standards and effort, because there's players that are really mature and they show they accomplished the last couple of years, and it should be the what you look as a reference. And so far, the veteran players, if we call it that way, have been incredible in terms of not only leadership but leading by example. And when you see what Diego Rossi or Wessam is doing, it's easier, or Bush, it's easier than Zawaski's. It's easier for the kids for the younger guys to just try to copy what they're saying, and makes our job really easier.
And last one from me, Coach, what have you seen so far out of this team in the preseason that might be different from the teams the last couple of years?
Yeah, the guys have been used to a few aspects of the game on ball, of the ball, in a certain way for the past 3 years. So now that we try to implement something slightly different, it's going to take time. It's going to take reps. It's going to take open-mindedness, and you're in a part of the season when you still try to build everybody up in terms of fitness and minutes. So slowly the teaching and the learning is getting there, but the real chemistry is gonna come hopefully fast now, because we're gonna put more the player the more ready for competition together. But yeah, it's going to be a learning process because it's new, and every new stuff has to be you have to give it time, right, and patient. So we just ask them to be open-minded and put the effort, and we're going to be fine.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Gerald. Grant, do you want to close us out?
Coach, with the preseason scrimmage today, can you talk a little bit about what the goals were going into it, and what do you and the staff kind of take away coming out of another scrimmage?
Yeah, well, we just played two teams, really competitive, slightly different style of play, but similar formation with the back four and low full back, and we try to find ways to create problem and having solution to not fall into the trap of and see how we can be as performant as we want. And at the same time, we try to give minutes to a lot of people so we can build our fitness, and while also try to implement the style of play that we wanna have. So we had a couple of guys coming back from injuries like Taha and Rudy, so that was good for us to have them back, and soon we're gonna have West. So yeah, a little bit of all of that, and slowly to get closer to our optimal form for game one.
Thanks, Grant. Brianna, do you want to close us
Yeah,
out?
real quick. First, you mentioned you said you had Taha and Rudy return. Who was the last player that you mentioned that you're gonna have soon?
Abu Ali is going to be back soon. He's in training with us the whole week. We just didn't want to force today, but he's going to be competing soon.
Has he been dealing with a new injury, or is this still the ankle injury that he's coming back from?
No, just maintenance, but we wanted to make sure everything's fine before we put him in a real game environment.
And one last thing, you called the player crew two player pups. Can you talk about where that came from?
No, it's just a silly word that we use. It's either pups or capybaras, depending on who you talk with. But yeah, it's just a affection nickname, nothing special.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. We will be joined shortly by Mrs. Olson and Smacho.